Good evening, y'all. Brett,
See?
Wofford Homestead.
I don't remember now.
I know. You can't never tell. They might be somebody new watches.
Uh,
They might not know who you are.
I need to mow the yard again.
Yeah, that's this week. I think it's actually going to quit raining for a few days.
Maybe?
3 or 4.
You think?
What the weatherman's guessing anyway. Get 3 or 4 days dry weather, hopefully. Sun shining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the sun's in our eyes out here. We normally got solar shades we can let down on the porch, but
A bird family decided to have their babies in our shades that we have rolled up.
the baby birds are already chirping, so we decided not to roll it down.
We roll them up in the winter time, and we didn't pull them up. And the buds decided it was a good place to make a nest.
I run the bird out yesterday working out here. I could hear the baby birds chirping. I said, well, it's been too long. Give it another few weeks, it'll be fine. They'll be gone. Let's see.
Somebody dulling their blades on the lawnmower.
Yeah, I hear a neighbor in the distance. I don't know if he's cutting grass or not, but he's cutting something that's a lot harder than grass. Sounds like he's mowing rocks or sticks, but maybe hitting some occasional grass here and there.
That's what was a good while killing your blade.
Let's see, I made a video not too long ago, well, a couple of videos about potatoes. I have 3 rows of potatoes up and 3 more rows. The ground's cracking, so that means they are poking their way out. They did not drown.
I'm proud they don't walk away.
I had a comment on Facebook about they could drown, they could rot. So far they look like they're gonna make it. I got a pretty good stand already in the first 3 rows. They're all different times, of course. They're gonna kick in now. The next 3 rows will be good. Hopefully by the end of this dry spell we're having this week, I'm gonna plant 3 more rows. That should be the majority of our potatoes. The tater patch will be finally complete. And move on to something else. It's a lot of work. A lot of work the way I do it. I get a good stand. We do have a few squash plants in the ground. I planted some squash before this last rainstorm we had. It dropped 3.5 inches. So I planted broccoli and cauliflower. I don't know if I got a video with it on there or not, but it's out there. I got half it planted. In between the rainstorms, I run out and plant stuff. Whenever I can get it dry enough, I can dig a little bit. We did install something this week. We installed a camera system for Miss Cindy where she can see out without having to get up. She has some trouble getting up and seeing what's going on, so we put a camera system in where she can sit in her chair and see what's going on. All she has to do is be in the living room. Now, I didn't make a video about it because I don't really want to show exactly where they're at and what brand it is and all that, because it is able to hook to the internet. I should be able to view it from my phone, even though I haven't got that part done yet. But I thought it would give her a good peace of mind, and she thought it would too, so we're going to try it. You can always hear stuff going on, the dogs barking, noises outside, and she can't get up and run to the window to see. Or somebody comes to the door, she'll have a little more warning, I guess you can say, before somebody knocks on the door. Or if it's package delivery or something like that, she won't have to worry about it. She can see who it is. It's a good thing.
Also, if I fall down, you won't know I'm outside.
Yeah, if I haven't got the alerts and everything set up on my old phone. I ain't got that far.
Not like I go out though. I don't usually go out. I go out where you're at because I don't get wondering where you got off to. Like today, I couldn't remember what you say you're doing, so I looked at the camera and I found you.
I'm close to the house, you can find me.
I don't know where you went. I didn't have to go daggering through the house to find you.
I did sneak off a little while ago because I went and looked at all the trees, bushes we planted. We got a pretty good stand on things. I've got a few that haven't made it yet. It's kind of disturbing. Had a rabbit take out one of my brand new boysenberry bushes. Never had a boysenberry. I've got one started, and I had two started. The rabbit decided to bite one of them off. It left about a 2-inch stalk sticking out of the ground. The other didn't grow from the actual stem. It started its own growth. So I'm hoping this one that it bit off will put out a side shoot and on up. I would like to try to at least grow some form of it this year, but we can have berries next year. Of course, we planted a pawpaw. I keep trying to keep a row of pawpaws going. I've got 3. And you got to keep them protected too, because something bit the top off that new pawpaw. I'm assuming my rabbit did, which my son took care of that rabbit the other day.
One of them.
He relieved me of one of the big rabbits. I don't know, he got several bushes. He gets the blackberry bushes. Anything short, any kind of new stem sticking up, a rabbit will bite it off for some reason. They don't usually eat much of it. I don't know if they just irritated by it or won't sharpen their teeth on it or what, but they'll leave it behind. They'll just bite it off, chew on it for a second and leave. Maybe it's a south end, I don't know. If you plant a new tree, you've got to watch moles and voles and rabbits and squirrels. You got to protect the tree from wildlife.
Got the bullets out here, don't it?
Mm-hmm. What I'm happy about, I've got a blueberry plant I planted back in I don't remember when I made that video. I had the video in the back of the truck where I had all 8 or 9 of them new bushes and trees. The blueberry I planted's a southern high bush. It's got the makings of blueberries on it. It's got the blooms that's already hanging down to make berries. I'm excited about that. It's hard to keep a small blueberry bush living here. I bought a bigger one this time. It cost me more money, but sometimes you got to spend a little money to get a better, bigger and better bush, especially if you're going to put them out where everything get a hold of it. I got a few blueberries last year off some I had, but this one is loading up, and I like that. I'm hoping it makes a really good bush. If it does, I'll probably buy some more this fall. Our grandson really loves blueberries and fruit, so it'd be neat if he can go pick his own. Which I don't mind either, I kind of like the idea of foraging in the yard. We have our own small food forest, I guess you can call it, or I'd call it an orchard, but it's got everything in the world mixed together. I don't have enough room to plant several trees of one kind, so we just mix our fruit and rolls and there's several things within a quarter acre of each other. But we get fruit, so probably won't get a distinctive apple that way, but they all look about the same. They're a rust-colored apple. All be green and red with rust stains on them. They eat pretty good though, don't they?
Yeah.
What else have we done? Our chickens are producing eggs every day now. We're getting something. Anywhere from 1 to 4 a day. Still got.
You don't tell when they're having them too. You can hear them all in the house.
You can hear them cackling during the day.
They come in and what? I tell him he need to tell his dad. The Tim been making noise all day.
They're still laying eggs at odd times. You might get an egg in the morning. You might get two. You might not get none after lunch. I guess they'll get on their own little system before too long. They get it all hammered out there. You just got to go by and check.
You did a weight dater that week. Weight daters. Wheat dater.
Sweet potatoes, huh? Yeah, we did cut some eyes off some sweet potatoes. It's already started. I got them growing. I need to show you my plants. I've got them.
Outside.
Most all of them's outside. I've got a few that's still inside. I got to bring a few in tonight. Maybe the next day or two I can put a camera out there and show all of our plants. If the garden will dry out the next day or two, there's going to be a row of
Maters?
snap peas.
Snap peas.
We like the little sugar snap peas.
Who brought up the Wade's garden? Put something on it.
I planted lettuce seeds.
Yeah.
I tilled up one of their little raised beds before it rained the other day and filled it full of lettuce.
I think we're disrupting the ball from coming to a nest.
Probably. Yeah, we won't stay a long time. We'll let her get back to her babies here shortly.
Something been real loud over here.
But been a busy week. My son's got chickens now. My daddy's got more chickens. Everybody's getting chickens.
Son don't like him walking.
If I had room, I'd probably get a few more too, though. That way I'd have some fall chickens. Get them. It takes 6-7 months to get a chicken to lay an egg. So if I got chicks now, they would be October or November before I get eggs off of them.
We don't have been no yard more chickens.
Keep your egg supply going good.
Well, you don't have been up yard for more chickens.
Technically we do. We got 5 different pieces. We can have 5 different sets.
We're going to feed the chicken eggs too?
Now they're going to visit over here.
Oh.
You got to raise them over here and move them over there, you know.
They're going to come for an overnight and never go home kind of thing, huh? Like back in the house?
Our son and daughter live next to each other. They could have a box and have chickens together. They just need a big enough coop to put them all in. Got to get their fence stretched and build them a pen. And my chickens really need a pen. I've got a big cage they've been living in. And it's big enough for them to get around in it. But I guess I need to add them a little more room so they can get out and walk a little more.
It just seemed like my daddy had one of them back in the 80s. I think they made them. It's half Jeep, half truck.
It's a Jeep truck. They make a Jeep pickup.
My daddy had one, something like that, but it was like a 60s or 70s model when I was a little kid. I got tongue by a wasp in it.
That's something that is flying around today. I've seen honeybees and I've seen red wasps. The red wasp, me and him didn't get along too well.
No.
I finally caught him in the right spot and I helped him out.
I know. Chirp a little louder, I'll be done in a minute. I think her mad at us.
I know what the other thing was. Not something we did this week, but it was some of the stuff we've seen, some of the news we've seen. The new regulations they're talking about making on vehicles that burns fuel.
I don't know why they trying to make electric car. Everybody have an electric car. They can't even hold up with the air conditioner that lasts on them.
Well,
and when it got freezing cold weather, it got 2 degrees here, we all had to turn off the power for a couple of hours because they overloaded the system. And they want everybody to have electric cars.
Yeah, the TVA had us had everybody in a rolling blackout in all the surrounding states of Tennessee. Everything they cover, we all had to take our turn. Some places froze, but it was -2 the night before, and it got up just a little bit above above zero that day. And midday they cut it all off. Some people stayed off longer than others. Well, we can't keep the power on long enough to heat the house, but we're going to charge electric cars.
Make no sense to me.
And they said they're pushing people to get them. All these new regulations they're trying to put into place is going to push people to buy an electric vehicle. I think it ought to start at the top. If our government wants us to have electric vehicles, I think the head man ought to have one. His big fancy car ought to be electric.
Lead by example.
Lead by example. It shouldn't have anything in it made of petroleum, which pretty much limits a car. But if they want to push for electric and against fossil fuels, they need to push against petroleum and take the oil and all the petroleum stuff out of the vehicle for him. He'd have a very rough ride, but them wooden wheels would be rough.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're thinking about what all that goes into. I mean,
Steel wheels or wooden wheels, because rubber is made with oil.
I mean, only way you want to take all that out is what go back to horse and buggy days.
Sure, I said his ride would be rough. No grease, no oil,
I mean,
no
seriously.
rubber.
When you look at what all it got covered, what all is got it in it, you'll go back in horse and buggy days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, you should modernize. One of the things, we got to quit wasting stuff. And making rules where you got to have a new car every so many years, well, that's wasteful.
Yeah, that's...
Because, I mean,
That's California. They've got rules where you
Yeah,
can't
but I
drive
mean-
certain vehicles of a certain age. After a certain year, you got to quit. Road trucks can't even travel after a certain age.
But you know, what are you supposed to do with that car? It's a perfectly good car. But you can't drive it in that state because it's too old. And you get looking at it, let's just tear it up, recycle it, and make another.
Somebody will make it.
You know.
They ain't gonna tell them where to go.
But that's what I'm saying. We're worried about the effect on the ozone layer. We tear up more dump and throw more garbage away than the ozone ever did have on that.
According to what I read the other day, California is planning on making all diesel trucks illegal by 2035. They're going to start cutting them out.
Phasing them out.
They're going to phase them out. I said, well, there's 2 major ports that I know of in California. Most of our shipping comes in either Florida or California area. So I don't know how we're going to haul them unless they have a bunch of electric trucks they can charge. Their power grid don't stay on all the time now. They have rolling blackouts several times a year.
My thing is how they gonna make all the electricity.
Well, I'm saying they're going to make trucking companies of 50 trucks or more have them.
But how they gonna make electricity?
They don't know how to make enough now. They ain't got enough water. They don't have enough electricity.
That's what I mean. How they planning on upping the grid on an already overloaded grid till you could do all of this?
They ain't covering that. They ain't worried about that part.
You
That's
know,
everybody else's problem.
it's called thinking. It's called using your noggin. If you're gonna make something this way, how are you going to sustain it over a long period of time?
It's a YouTube channel. What is it called? I have to think for a minute what the name of the channel is, but he's building, I'd call it a hybrid road truck. He's building one up for a log truck first. But it does have a diesel engine. It has a generator. It has batteries and electric motor. He can generate his own electricity, charge his own batteries while he's pulling a load of logs. Or he can plug it in if he doesn't want to run it. Like overnight, he could plug it in and charge it back up. It cuts down on emissions because it's a smaller engine. It don't run as much. Of course, it's not pulling as hard. And he claims it has all the power it needs to pull logs. But that still ain't going to work. California laws go into effect. anybody else follows, I don't know how we're going to get stuff shipped. It just
Well,
don't
here's the thing.
make good sense.
Here's the thing. I think the people making these rules are the same people that change mathematics from being a 2-step math problem to a 10-step math problem.
Mm-hmm. They're the ones that needs the electric vehicle. They need to start out with one. I know it could be a good thing, but it costs more to, it hurts the environment more to build the battery than it does to run the gas in one.
You know, they tell you to retitle those batteries. They're not now. On that part, they say retitle batteries because they're bad. What are you going to do when you go from having one battery on car to 10?
They can rebuild them. It's the lithium ion they dig that they're having to dig huge pits, big as cities, to get that stuff out.
They need to talk.
Our little city would go off in one of them holes that they dig lithium from.
They just need to. They're not thinking about long term, what the long term effects are going to be. It's just like everything else.
You got his sticks ground.
They trying to fix it right now, and they don't think of what's going to be the effect 10 years from now.
They don't.
I mean, they really don't, because if you think about it, you don't think about the long-term effect of anything.
Any kind of law or something they make of that effect, it has money attached to it. Somewhere down the line, they're getting money out of it, or for it, or to support it, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
You can trace the money if you find out who's voting for it.
And it comes back to this.
They ain't worried about it.
Once they made their money,
they don't care about you or me.
It goes off to the other, onto something else, and there it is, stagnant. How many major buildings do we have half built because they invested so much money and then they're like, oh well, it served its purpose, I'm gonna go over here now.
Mm-hmm.
And here we got this big giant building with nothing in it no more because nobody had the use for it. The company done gone and left again, and there it is, that's empty. It didn't last 10 years, and now it's an empty, taking up space, nobody wants it. But we're going to go over here, we're going to put another $10 million and build another building 20 miles down the road and move into it. We're way too tidy.
Yep. Wasteful, and what was that other one we was talking about?
Microwave society.
Yeah, we call it the microwave society. I was talking about
greed.
We was talking about the greed and everything in people. The only way we're going to change things, we got to change the heart of people. And
well, it comes back to
it's the heart of people that's the problem.
Here in Tennessee, Nashville, we had a school shooting, and everybody talking about gun control to the end, and it's not about the gun. The gun didn't pull the trigger. It was the heart of the person that owned the gun. And you can make all the laws you want to. All you're going to end up doing is taking the guns out of the law-abiding folk, and still the criminal going to have them. And the case in point on that, we ain't managed to get the drugs out of the country yet, have we? No. No, they're getting worse than ever. Why? Because people want to do something bad, they're going to find a way to do it. And it don't matter if it's a gun, a knife, a rock, a bomb, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. If they want to do something bad, it comes back to we need to start treating people with respect and treat them with dignity. And if you can treat people with respect and dignity, then you'll get where it no longer is important wanting to hurt somebody else. Yes, having a hard day.
It's been a good day. It's been a long, hard day for her, but Easter Sunday, we had a pretty good sized service. And lots of people. And had a big stand of people trying to get in and out the door, and of course we roll her in and out because it's easier. I can move faster with her in the wheelchair than she can with the walker. So, but we have to go through the middle of everybody and twist and turn and back out the doors. Time service is over with, and we get her pulled through the crowd and outside. She's done.
I have yet to figure out how to keep my brain from getting overstimulated by all the different people's shorts and patterns and voices and just people noise.
Well, you've got multiple issues. She has a balance issue that colors and certain patterns, wild colors, certain patterns, things that looks 3D is really messes with her. Fluorescent lights or even the LED lights are hard on her. It's just a different kind of light.
Once
A lot of people talking, a lot of people moving.
once that triggers the imbalance, then my brain trying to compensate for my inability to balance myself out overstimulates the brain, and it just says, "Okay, turn off."
Our pastor's gotten used to her sitting in the wheelchair and going out and coming back.
I wear a bit black dashes so most people don't know I'm out.
Yeah. Most people don't know if you got your shades on. I think he noticed the first few times we started going back to church. I think it kind of concerned me because her head will drop and she'll go completely out for a few minutes and directly she'll raise back up and be all right. But it is kind of weird and kind of spooky when somebody just all of a sudden drops their head.
Look like he did.
Look like he did.
Yeah. But I give into this thing too much already.
Our grandson don't understand it. He'll climb up on her when she's out. He'll look at her and push on her. He'll turn around and mumble something, hold his hands up like this. And he'll reach up there and move her head or slap her. Or,
He wrung my jaw the other day.
So we can't hit her now. Gotta wait for her to wake up. You know.
He wrung my jaws. It's like, man.
He wanted attention. He's 2 though, so he's still trying to figure it all out, and he wants to know today. And he wanted to know yesterday about everything. He wants to absorb everything he's around. It's a good thing.
Never thought
Stressful,
wrong.
but it's a good thing. If it moves or it flicks or switches or has any kind of movement at all, he wants to know about it. He wants to do it about 5,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had too much fun already, huh? Yeah, we can let the birds get back to her babies. We'll quit ranting and raving on here.
They ain't known the word I said, boy.
We try to ad-lib a little bit. But I hope everybody has a good week.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, happy Resurrection Day, whatever you want to call it. It's a good day anyway. Y'all have a good week. God bless.